Hi people, welcome to Bouquet Jazz Dance. I want to share some very important information with you as an individual. If you're creative, make sure the people that come into your lab are not people who scrutinize people who are artists. What happened was, an individual, I set up a new lab. I use visual learning. Look up visual learning and look up what creatives do. So for example, you're a fashion designer, they create mood boards. If you're a hair designer, you do something actually similar. If you're a visual artist, you have a wall with your paintings and ideas and notes on. This is me, okay? Now what happens was, this is me doing my note stage, and what I do here, I draw up on my wall and then I decorate on it again. That's what I do. When you have people who don't know anything about you, who see you in the negatives, what they'll do, they're coming to your home, what they'll do is go out and tell people, he's a crazy person, him, because he draws on his wall, forgetting that I'm an artist, and they can see clearly I'm an artist because I showed them that and I identified to them. They become dangerous, and it was important. I tell you, this is important because when I went to university as an individual, I had boards up. I got whiteboards, and people said, "Oh, he's a crazy guy." I was doing drawings in his house, and there was creative people I knew who do something similar, but they identify that I'm a creative person, because the black people are not identified as being creative. You need to understand the power of stereotyping. I'm a university, I'm a world-class performer, award-winning poet, a dance poet, etc., etc., do storytelling and everything, and students snub me, the art students, the architecture students snub me because I was a dancer. Oh, you're not capable. I wanted to do some artist residency work with the artists, visual artists particularly, to do my own work for my own production. I wanted to put it in digital eventually and actually try to perform it at Oxford Playhouse. I faced nothing but discrimination, so it changed the project. The project I had was Rebirth of the Cool. I started another project, Don't Judge a Book by Its Cover. So what I had to do in Oxford Brookes University was challenge the stereotypes first, which I did. I challenged them in my second year, I challenged it because the first international festival came up and I performed in it, and people said, "Oh, I didn't know you're an artist." Well, I said that from the beginning. I brought my portfolio, I didn't get to open the portfolio, people didn't take a board. So what I did as an individual, I was dancing up and down the country anyway, doing events, and what happened, I made sure as an artist that I broke stereotypes about me as an artist, and it was imperative I did so because I went to university to create new networks to what I was doing and to get new investors and sponsors into projects I was creating. So this is me and my wall, and this is me. This is what artists do, fashion designers do. This is people that we do. Yeah, these are artists are working there. That's me. Oxford. I was at Oxford Brookes University. It's a picture of me. But what happens? You have notes. You go through a stage. You do create, plan, and review. You need a space to spread out and create your notes. Now, I'm a person with dyslexia. I'm not using nothing different than any other artist. But one thing about people with dyslexia, for my dyslexia, I've always used visual learning. My mum was a fashion designer. She'll have her patterns on the wall, and you'll find when you go to creative artists' house, they have that, because all my friends are into creativity, yeah, and they have creative pictures on the wall. We even do murals on our walls. But one of the key things I did as an individual, in the 80s, we used to do houses. We used to get photocopies, decorate them, have parties, and put people's designs up, photocopies. Oh, that's what I've been doing. Do photographs of it and then move on. I was an interior decorator. I used to interior decorate people's places as a party, and photograph it and then take it down, let people see it. So I had actually a portfolio of the interior design I did. I had fashion design, so I used to do hair. I used to do design t-shirts. I designed sweatshirts. I designed clothes. I redesigned vintage clothes as well as individual. Took photographs of it, and sometimes what I did, I took photocopies and took pictures of it and to do all photocopies and put it up on a wall and use it as a party backdrop for a video or anything like that. People got that. What I'm saying is important that you don't bring people into your home who are going to cause you to create stereotypes, because people did that to me. They saw my home, they identified, "Oh, you must be mad," because I'm going through sepsis at that time as an individual, and people spread to people that I was going through this midlife crisis. I was not. I was just doing everything I normally do, being very creative. That's what I do. And I'm putting my ideas down. That's all visually. As I said, I'm a visual learner. My father's dyslexic. He's a visual learner. My dad actually got qualification in creative textiles as an individual. He went on to do art. My mum's always did art, and design in our home has been a huge thing in my household. And when individuals are so ignorant and arrogant, they go out and they spread negatives about you, and then it costs you work. Then there's something that you need to do about it, and that's what I did. I never faced difficulties like that till I went to Oxford Brookes, actually, university. I've never been in a position like that. I've been an artist all around different parts of the world where I've created activities. But when I went to Oxford Brookes, people were just serious about trying to break me. But when people came to my home who were artists, they knew my house was an artist because I set it up like an artist, yeah, as an artist, so they knew. And I took photographs for them and shamed people because I created this thing called Student Empowering Students. People stereotype me because I'm black, I can't be an artist. Where does that come from? Who has the license of being creative? Nobody does. Because I shamed him because I talked about Basquiat. Basquiat is black. He's an artist trained. One of the most, his paintings are seen the most expensive, most symbolic paintings you ever could want to get. He created in Basquiat. So Basquiat was my marker. I loved him because he'd been self-trained. I love a lot of people self-train in the arts because it gives me ammunition to say to people that they're self-trained. Nicholas Brothers was self-trained. They choreographed. One of the greatest choreographers in the world were the Nicholas Brothers, always forgotten as individuals. Many people have been self-trained, and I look into them. Ella Fitzgerald self-trained. Most of the singers, Ella Fitzgerald, Billie Holiday were all self-trained singers. Yeah, Blue Cage Jazz Dance out.